Millions of Americans are passively routing their retirement savings into an unproven technology without realizing it. Every paycheck deduction into a standard index fund is quietly fueling the artificial intelligence boom. This chart shows the makeup of the S&P 500. Over half of the index's recent growth is clustered into a single slice, representing a tiny handful of AI-heavy tech companies. While $600 billion is being poured into AI infrastructure, the results on the ground are stark. 95% of businesses utilizing these tools report zero measurable return on their investment. The cost of maintaining this growth is staggering. Top AI labs are burning through tens of billions of dollars a year in server and electricity costs, resulting in massive operating losses. This boom does not rely on consumer revenue. It is powered by a level of upfront spending that requires a theoretical future payoff no one has proven is actually possible. In 2008, Michael Burry famously identified and profited from the housing market's hidden flaws before the rest of the world caught on. Now, he is betting against the math of the AI build-out. Recently, he placed a highly calculated multi-million-dollar short against two of the largest AI stocks on the planet. After filing that trade, Burry completely dissolved his hedge fund. He has executed the exact exit strategy he used in 2008, right before the market collapsed. The man who identified the last century's greatest financial illusion is running his 2008 playbook to the letter. This $2 trillion AI ecosystem is built on a house of cards. Valuations stay inflated without a sustainable customer base through a specific accounting mechanism, round-tripping. The cycle begins when NVIDIA invests billions into an AI lab like OpenAI. OpenAI sends that money straight back to NVIDIA for hardware. On paper, this records as revenue. Microsoft fulfills its commitment with restricted cloud credits, locking OpenAI into Microsoft's infrastructure. Stock prices surge because revenue is recorded in both directions, but no new money has actually entered the ecosystem from outside customers. The AI industry is functioning as a closed-loop financial black hole, inflating its own worth by passing the same theoretical dollars back and forth between a small circle of players. The dot-com bubble left behind a physical legacy of fiber optic cables we still use today, but AI hardware is far more unforgiving. AI chips run hot and physically deteriorate under the intense heat of processing. Within 1 to 3 years, these high-end components become obsolete scrap metal. To hide the losses from this rapidly rotting hardware, tech giants have turned to a clever accounting maneuver. Companies are quietly changing their depreciation schedules on paper. By declaring that their hardware now lasts 6 years instead of 4, they can conjure billions in profit out of thin air. The staggering margins reported by top AI companies are largely accounting fictions. They are designed to disguise a physical infrastructure that is decaying faster than it can pay for itself. This bubble is unlikely to pop overnight in a single Lehman Brothers-style collapse. Because the industry relies on private credit and illiquid data centers, the crash will manifest as a slow bleed. It will be a series of quiet, localized bankruptcies spread out over months. The warning signs are already visible. Startups are folding, chip rental prices have crashed below the break-even point, and data center utilization is dropping. Private equity structures and accounting delays will obscure the collapse until the massive debt load finally breaks the system. While the hype remains high, the executives at the center of the boom are already moving their money to safety. Over the last 2 years, tech insiders have quietly sold off nearly $10 billion of their own stock. Ordinary citizens will absorb the initial shock. As the market corrects, 401k index funds will take the brunt of the stock market devaluation. The fallout extends into the local energy grid. To sustain these data centers, tech giants have signed binding agreements to reopen dormant nuclear facilities and secure massive amounts of power. When these AI companies abandon these data centers, local citizens will be forced to pay higher utility bills for decades. They will be picking up the check for the stranded power infrastructure. The ultimate tragedy of the AI black hole is this historic transfer of wealth. Tech insiders walk away billions richer, while the public is left footing the bill for a devastated stock market and a permanently altered power grid. We are told by the end of this decade, artificial intelligence will surpass human cognition, that it is the most valuable technology ever created. The top 20 companies now account for 52% of the entire S&P 500. This level of concentration ties the health of the entire market to a few specific AI strategies. Because of the massive shift toward passive index funds, the 401ks and retirement accounts of average workers are automatically buying into these same companies every single month. Silicon Valley venture capitalists are not the only ones bankrolling this massive build-out. If the math behind this boom fails to add up, the people holding the bag will be everyday employees. Look past the public optimism, and you'll find a very different story in the private ledgers. Over the past 2 years, insiders at the top AI firms have quietly sold off nearly $10 billion of their own shares. Executives go on television to mock anyone doubting the industry, while cashing out billions in personal stock at the fastest rate in company history. Michael Burry, the investor who predicted the 2008 housing crash, has taken notice. He recently placed a $912 million short bet against the biggest AI stocks on the planet, and then closed his entire hedge fund. These red flags stem from a glaring flaw in the business model. Enterprise data shows that 95% of organizations report zero measurable return on investment from their generative AI spending. To understand how valuations keep rising despite a total lack of enterprise profits, we have to track exactly where the trillions of AI dollars are flowing. What you find is a massive circular financial illusion. The billions of dollars in AI revenue currently inflating the stock market are rarely coming from actual consumers. Instead, these companies are essentially paying themselves. It works like this. A major chip maker will invest billions into a promising AI startup, but there is a strict catch. The startup must use that exact capital to buy the chip maker's hardware. The money goes out as an investment and comes right back to the chip maker as recorded revenue. Software giants run the exact same play. A major $13 billion investment was actually delivered as cloud computing credits, functioning like a high-stakes gift card that can only be spent back at the software giant's own servers. If this closed-loop system sounds familiar, it is because corporations used identical accounting tricks in the early 2000s. It is a practice known as round-tripping, where companies pass the exact same assets back and forth to artificially inflate their reported earnings. The staggering financial growth we see in the AI sector is largely a mirage. A handful of massive entities are trading the exact same dollars back and forth to keep their stock prices elevated. Beyond the digital ledgers, this funding loop requires an immense physical footprint of concrete, steel, and power. Private equity firms are accumulating hundreds of billions in off-balance sheet debt. They use this borrowed money to rapidly construct massive data center campuses, which they then lease back to big tech. These server farms require such severe amounts of electricity that tech companies are now signing contracts to reopen decommissioned nuclear power plants just to keep the lights on. When the early internet tech bubble burst, it left behind something valuable. Bankrupt companies had laid millions of miles of usable underground fiber optic cables, which later formed the backbone of modern broadband. The computing hardware powering artificial intelligence degrades physically under the intense heat of constant training. Within 1 to 3 years, those expensive chips become obsolete scrap metal. Unlike fiber optics, you cannot buy discarded AI servers at a discount and build the next big thing. The system requires trillions of dollars in continuous replacement hardware, creating a loop that collapses the moment the funding slows down. To hide the bleeding from these constant hardware replacements, tech giants are quietly rewriting their own accounting rules. Several major players have abruptly extended the official lifespan of their servers on paper, shifting from 4 years out to 6. By stretching out the depreciation schedule on a spreadsheet, these companies instantly manufacture billions of dollars in profit. It ignores the reality that the chips will be obsolete long before year 6. We have seen exactly what happens when the math finally catches up to the market. During the internet boom, the company producing critical networking switches reached a stratospheric valuation, surviving the crash but destroying anyone who bought at the peak. It took that legacy tech giant 25 full years just to reclaim its peak stock price. A technology can be useful for society while remaining a terrible business proposition. The massive corporations driving this build-out have enough cash reserves to survive the inevitable market unwinding. But the investors buying in at today's manufactured valuations are mathematically doomed. When the debt finally overtakes the circular revenue, the people absorbing the financial blow will not be the tech executives and venture capitalists. They have already secured their exits. The multi-trillion-dollar write-offs will fall directly onto the passive index funds, the 401ks, and the public pension systems that were structurally forced to buy into the hype at the very top, and the damage will extend beyond the stock market. Local taxpayers across the country will be left footing the bill from massive power grid upgrades, stuck with abandoned, energy-draining data centers in their communities. The technological promise of AI is currently tethered to a financial structure that forces everyday citizens to bankroll the risks, while insiders walk away with the rewards. If you have a 401k, a pension, or an index fund, you are heavily invested in the success of artificial intelligence. This pie chart visualizes the S&P 500, and right now, the index is so concentrated that a handful of tech giants are swallowing up the majority of the market's total returns. Those multi-trillion-dollar valuations assume a level of productivity that has not yet shown up in the data. When researchers checked the actual performance of hundreds of organizations using generative AI, 95% reported zero measurable return on their investment. Even the industry's primary architects appear to be hedging their bets. Over the past 2 years, insiders at the two biggest AI companies on Earth sold off nearly $10 billion in stock. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang alone liquidated roughly $3 billion of his own shares. The wave of selling extends through the entire sector. Palantir co-founder Peter Thiel cashed out $290 million in a single month. Across both of these companies, the number of insiders actually buying shares during this period was effectively zero. Now, the investor who predicted the 2008 housing crash has placed a massive calculated bet against the sector. Michael Burry recently wagered millions against Palantir and the broader AI market before closing his entire fund, the exact same pattern he followed after his trade against the housing market in 2008. This gap between massive infrastructure spending and failing corporate returns suggests the current boom is fueled less by engineering breakthroughs and more by a specific financial maneuver happening behind closed doors. This flowchart tracks the circular flow of money between hardware providers and labs. NVIDIA makes a multi-billion-dollar investment into OpenAI, but contractually, the lab must spend that money on NVIDIA's chips, sending capital back. Both record a value boost without money leaving their circle. Microsoft uses a similar tactic. As this diagram illustrates, they invested billions into OpenAI, but much of that wasn't usable cash for payroll or rent. Instead, it was delivered as Azure Cloud credits, billions of dollars in digital gift cards that can only be spent on Microsoft's own servers. When the AI lab redeems those credits, Microsoft records it as massive new revenue. Their stock price increases, and the lab appears well capitalized, but practically no new money has entered the system from the outside world. In the accounting world, this is called round-tripping. It is a controversial tactic historically used by companies like Enron to disguise asset swaps as legitimate sales, effectively manufacturing the appearance of growth to keep investors interested. Staggering revenues are keeping the industry afloat, but much of that growth is a financial illusion. Tech giants are trading their own money back and forth to artificially prop up market demand, while they wait for a breakthrough in reliability. Big tech is also using accounting changes to hide the cost of this build-out. Recently, Google, Meta, and Amazon changed their internal rules to declare that their servers now last 6 years instead of 4. That single change allowed them to delay billions in depreciation costs, adding $10 billion in phantom profit to their books. But those paper profits cannot hide the physical infrastructure being built on the ground. Tech companies are currently constructing data centers at an immense scale. Some of these campuses are designed to draw up to 5 gigawatts of power, enough to run the entire city of New Orleans twice over. The energy demand is so high that companies are signing binding contracts to restart dormant nuclear facilities. Microsoft and Google are now financing the reopening of plants like Duane Arnold in Iowa and 3 Mile Island in Pennsylvania, just to keep their new servers running. Private equity firms are footing the $635 billion bill for this construction. Because big tech isn't using its own cash, the build-out is being financed by high-interest private credit debt, creating a massive financial obligation that relies on AI becoming a profitable business. The scale of this physical bet creates a structural risk. With models still prone to hallucinations and researchers finding ways to achieve high performance with a fraction of the power, these billion-dollar facilities could become obsolete before the debt is even paid. The industry is anchoring hundreds of billions in irreversible physical debt and energy contracts to highly experimental software. If the technology doesn't deliver a reliable revenue stream soon, the physical infrastructure itself could become a massive liability. This setup means the AI crisis won't look like 2008. There likely won't be a singular, dramatic crash or a sudden moment where a major bank disappears overnight. The AI economy is more like a black hole. Because the debt is locked into private markets and energy contracts, the system will simply continue to absorb and destroy capital, energy, and debt until the funding sources finally dry up. When this cycle finally breaks, the largest tech companies will survive. They have the cash reserves to weather a downturn and buy up failing AI startups for pennies on the dollar, further consolidating their power over the industry. The real casualties will be everyday investors. This graph shows how a tech correction hits a standard retirement portfolio. Because index funds automatically buy the largest companies, teachers, nurses, and warehouse workers will absorb the massive loss in value as tech stocks return to reality. Local taxpayers will also pay the price. Many states have given away billions in tax exemptions to attract these data centers. If the server farms go dark, the public will be stuck with the bill for the grid upgrades and the power contracts, likely through permanently higher utility costs. While AI technology will inevitably shape the future, the financial costs of today's hype are being subsidized by the public. Understanding this round-trick system is the only way to protect your savings from a bet that the industry's own leaders are already cashing out of.